mighty Keith. Ladies and gentlemen, God is good. God is amazing because he's giving us this week the PlayStation Showcase. It's not just any PlayStation Showcase though. This is the May PlayStation Showcase. The showcase of showcases. This is what's going to start off the summer of games because this is going to dictate pretty much how the rest of the year is going to go and how the rest of next year is probably going to go too. So I have a lot of predictions and hopes as to what we're going to see today. Let's get into it. We're going to start with the biggest hope I have for the showcase. As you can clearly see, GameSpot's saying that there is going to be a Metal Gear Solid 3 remake at the showcasing. Can you what? Now I heard a rumor about this about a year and a half ago, right? It was a rumor about Metal Gear just getting a remake, and it was from some pretty solid people that I know in the industry. But again, it's a rumor, so I don't ever really like to talk about it too much. But because we're gonna find out today or not if that rumor is true, I figured I'd bring it up. Mortal Kombat 1 recently got announced, but we didn't really get any type of like gameplay. We really just got a cinematic trailer, which is fine. This is the first sighting of Mortal Kombat 1, right? Outside of like teases and stuff like that from Ed Boon on Twitter. So this was a godlike trailer, but I can only think, man, look, what if we got some gameplay, right? What if we got some gameplay at some point in this Summer Games Fest? And why not have it during a big old PlayStation showcase? So I'm really hoping it drops some type of gameplay. I don't know, even just 20, 30 seconds of it, that'd be nice. But we'll see. Now, unless you're just a weirdo, right, who has no friends, family, or loved ones, or even God that cares about him, you probably know about Dragon Ball Z Tenkaichi, and you probably love the series. And you were probably hoping there would be another one sometime before you left this earth via death. Thank you, because we're finally getting Budokai Tenkaichi 4. We got a teaser of it, a month ago or so. And I'm assuming it's just gonna cure cancer. It's gonna cure the world's problems because that's just how that series is. Now, we don't know exactly when it's coming out, which is why I'm hoping the PlayStation Showcase gives us a little bit of information about it. But who knows? I don't even know if it's coming out this year. I have literally no information on it. Other than hearsay, and I don't report on hearsay except for that Metal Gear Solid. But I'm hoping this game comes out. I hope it's gas. I hope it comes out this year because this is the year of fighting games. Apparently, got Street Fighter 6 dropping, got Mortal Kombat 1 dropping. I think Tekken 8 is dropping. What else? Grand Blue versus like the newest edition dropping. And if this dropped, that'd be pretty sick. This is like a pretty much given, right? Spider-Man 2's got to have some type of information, right? Gameplay or a large information on it, because the game's supposed to be coming out literally this year, like in September, and we have nothing, right? And we haven't heard of any delays. The only thing we've heard recently is that there was some like speculation it was going to be co-op, right? You could play as like Miles and Peter, like two different people. Now you probably can still play as Miles and Peter, obviously, but it's going to be a single player experience, is what Insomniac Games said. Now, what would be godlike? What would be godlike is if you could play as Venom, because that would be amazing. Apparently, it's Venom in here and Kraven the Hunter. I don't know if you guys know, and I don't even know if this has truly been confirmed, but the voice you're hearing is clearly Kraven the Hunter. Like if it's not Alpha, I'll shoot myself. It's Kraven the Hunter. So I don't think you'll probably play as Kraven. But if you could, if you could play as Kraven, Miles, Peter, and Venom, I don't know what I would do. I'd honestly, bro, and I know the comment sections are about to go insane for what I'm about to say. But bro, if this game is godlike, which I think it is, I might start talking about putting this over the Arkham series. I get it. You probably already blocked me and unsubscribed from the channel. But the first Spider-Man was godlike. I loved Miles Morales as well. I think the combat in Miles Morales was better. It was only about an 8-hour game, right? But the combat was good. I thought they did Miles justice as a character. And if this game is godlike, bro, I mean, we're talking about Arkham City level of sequel that this could potentially be, right? So we'll see. Hopefully it's amazing, and hopefully we get some information about it at the showcase. Speaking of Insomniac Games, that's making the Spider-Man 2 game, that we hopefully get information on today. They're also making the Wolverine. This is the first Wolverine game we've had in like a decade, I feel. And it's being made by literally the goats of like superhero combat outside of outside of Rocksteady, with the Arkham series. Now I'm gonna let y'all know right now, with that Suicide Squad combat is looking a little shaky for Rocksteady. Hopefully they come back from that. I don't want to see them go down. But Wolverine, maybe we'll get some information about it. Maybe another trailer. Maybe even gameplay. Gameplay sounds a little crazy. I don't know about gameplay. But another trailer, right? Because we don't know when this is coming out. This is probably coming out in another 2-3 years, maybe. But it'd be nice to get some information on it. Okay, this one's gonna be a little bit more niche. I don't even like saying that because of just how god tier the series is. But for my like Western RPG fans, like my hardcore Western RPG fans, you probably already know what I'm showing you. But for those who don't, this is called Baldurs Gate 3. This is what's called like a CRPG or SRPG. However, the terminology has changed so much throughout the years. Basically, it's a strategic combat RPG, right? Where there's like a grid base or a tile base, and you can like move your characters in turn-based fashion for combat, and you can interact with the environments and create combos. And there's like in D&D where there's like roll for initiative. Well, there's kind of like that in this as well. I think actually in Baldur's Gate they have like an actual die piece, or at least I know in this one it will be. But Larian Studios is the people who made Divinity Original Sin 2, which is one of the greatest games ever made. So I think this game is going to be godlike. I bought this game like 3 years ago when it came in early access. Didn't even play 30 minutes of it. You want to know why? Because I was like, look, I'm going to just support them. Because I love this game, I love this series, and I'm gonna wait. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna wait till the full thing comes out, and thankfully it's coming out this year in August, and it looks fantastic, bro. Fantastic. Anyone who's played what's it called, Dragon Age Origins, it looks like it's gonna be in that fashion where you're gonna get some high quality cinematics. That's the only thing with Divinity. It doesn't have like cinematics like that. It's kind of like a top down, you're just watching people talk, or a narration, kind of like Pathfinder games. This is like super heavy fucking nerd shit I'm talking about right now, like heavy nerd shit, and I'm all about that. So I really hope Baldur's Gate 3 is godlike. I predict we won't have anything on Final Fantasy 16. You want to know why? Because they just released the embargo for a bunch of creators who went to play the game for like 8 hours or something like that, and they put all that information online already, right? So for them to kind of put more information like literally a week later just seems a little crazy. But if they do give us more, that's sick. I just don't see it happening. What instead I think will happen is we get Final Fantasy VII Rebirth information. Now, that game's supposed to be coming out within a year. I don't know if it's this year or early next year. It's supposed to be coming out within a year, right? The 2023 fiscal year is what they said. And as of right now, there's no delays, so I'm assuming it's still coming out. And if that's true, we're going to have to get some type of information on it. So it'd be sick if we get a Final Fantasy VII Rebirth gameplay and or more information or a new trailer. Something. Now, if you're part of the cult classic, I can't even call it a cult because it actually sells crazy all the time, right? But for those who are initiated, y'all already know what's on the screen. This is one of the greatest games ever created, and it's called Monster Hunter World. I'll just say this, right? Monster Hunter Rise is a better game simply because of the quality of life improvements, and just the combat is better. But Monster Hunter World has better content, looks better, has better multiplayer, etc., etc. So take that with what you will. All right, and then we got Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate on the Switch. That has, I guess, the best content because it has the most monsters to fight. But the combat is old, and the quality of life is old, and yeah. So I'm getting into the weeds. Basically, y'all can tell I love Monster Hunter. Basically, Monster Hunter World is due for a sequel, right? Now I don't know if it's gonna be Monster Hunter World 2, but I've heard talks of something called Monster Hunter Paradise or Monster Hunter 6. It's supposed to be coming out. Fair, Capcom's one of those guys who they'll show you something and then it'll come out a year later, right? I think we heard about Resident Evil 4 last year and then we got it this year. I think that's how it was, and I like that. I don't like games that tell you something that you want to watch or you want to play and then they're like 3 years from now, 4 years from now. Kingdom Hearts has just destroyed me as a person. If we get a new Monster Hunter trailer, right, for a new game that's coming out, there's no way. If it drops this year, I'll cry. I'll literally cry on stream. I will break down and I will cry because holy crap, I love this series. And having a new one that's fresh, because Monster Hunter Rise is kind of on the, I feel like it's on the tail end of the content, right? And usually when the Monster Hunter game's on the tail end, the next one gets released, right? When the tail end of Iceborne was happening, Monster Hunter Rise was announced. So a next gen, like a full next gen Monster Hunter, oh my god, disgusting. So I would really like that. All right, we talked about this a little bit earlier, but for my fighting game boys, Tekken 8 is supposed to come out, I think, this year, or I don't know if we have a confirmed release date yet, but I'm assuming we're gonna get something on it, right? A new trailer or something. The newest character, they had a trailer about a week, 2 weeks ago. But I'm assuming we get maybe, a little bit of something on it, which would be cool. I never could get into Tekken that much just because, I kind of was more of a Street Fighter guy. Even though I'm not the greatest at Street Fighter, I still just enjoy that kind of deliberate and more, I don't want to say fundamental, but kind of fundamental footsie approach to fighting games. And this game was always like juggle based, carry based, and I'm sure there's footsies in here, but I never classed with it as much as I thought I would. And it's oh god, sometimes the skills are so daunting. Each character has like fucking 5,000 combos to remember, I feel like. But it always is a joy to watch. Like, everyone who just makes this game look so good, honestly. It's always just so fun to watch. I'm pretty sure I've watched more Tekken than played Tekken, and I just love it so much. So hopefully, this is going to be a good entry to the series. Now, this is going to be kind of like a Wish.com, but just like the Metal Gear Solid remake rumors I heard about a year and a half ago, I also heard about a Final Fantasy Tactics rumor a while ago, like a remake. And I was just like, yeah, that'll never happen. You'll never make my life complete. But it's starting to get crazier every day. I'm hearing more and more stuff from different people that are pretty glued into the industry. And then they just came out with a remaster of Tactics Ogre, which is by Square Enix as well, which is honestly not as good as Final Fantasy Tactics, but it's pretty damn good still. Final Fantasy Tactics is like the gold standard. It's like the GOAT of these type of tactic games, in my opinion. So if we get like a updated and plus the remaster for Tactics Ogre was honestly, it was all right. They could have done better, in my opinion. But like quality of life stuff, they improved a little bit, but it could have been done better. If they make a full-on remake of this game, that is going to be insane. Like, that is going to be insane. I can only imagine, like, with just next-gen level graphics, and I don't even want to... What I thought when they came out with Square Enix came out with something recently where it's like Dios something. It's another tactics game, right? And in my head, I was like, what if this is like the test, right? What if this is a test for a new tactics game? Even if they do a tactics sequel, right? I would, but a remake would be cool. But that's my predictions. Who knows? We'll probably see later today. You guys let me know what you guys think, man. It's going to be a fun summer. All right, peace.
Or that's just crazy.